Hey everybody, Annette here, also known as Grandma D, and we are back today for another sewing session together. Today we are going to work on our small clue number 5 of our Mystic Cactus Cotton Cuts Wild West quilt. I am doing the small, as I've said before in my previous videos, and clue 5 today consists of 2 squares that will ultimately be put together. So without any further ado, I am going to turn the camera and we are going to get right into sewing this together. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. I have all my directions here for our clue that we're going to be working on today. We have all our pieces laid out here on my board, ready to go, all labeled. And we are going to go ahead and get started with the instructions here. So for the first thing that we have to do for instructions number 1, we're going to sew a D square and an F square to a C square and make a large triangle. So we want to sew a D triangle, which are these. These are the Ds. We're going to do 2 of those. So a D triangle to the top of a C square. These are our C squares right here. And we have 2 of those. And we're going to sew them together so that the long section of the D is like this on the C. That's how we want it to be. And then when we're done, this line will run right down and it will create a long triangle. Or, yeah, a long triangle. And you want to be careful, as I said before in past videos, because these are die cut and they are cut on the bias, and that can be a little delicate to work with. If you want to pin these, you can. That's totally fine. If you're still working on your Wild West quilt, I would love to know how far along you are. I got a little behind, and I think clue 8 just came out. So, yeah, I got a little catching up to do. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I got hung up there. This is what happens sometimes. Let me find my scissors. See, this is what happens sometimes. Your little end gets hung up there and you got to be careful and just try and coax it back out. Otherwise, you're going to have to cut a new piece. But I think I might be able to salvage this. I'm going to move in a little bit and just keep going slowly and gently. That might do it. I might have to go back over that, go in the other direction, but we'll see. Everybody makes mistakes. These are my leaders and enders. As I said before in previous videos, I'm working on 9 patches, putting these together. This is what the finished product looks like. And I'm just using scraps from previous quilts that I've made. Sometimes even with the best effort, your pieces still get hung up in your sewing machine a little bit. There. See, that came out fine. That's the corner right there that was messed up. You just got to treat them gently. Okay. And they want us ironing towards the C square. Then we have to take an F triangle. He's right here. And we want to sew that on the front corner, this corner, so that it will come out like this. It'll come out like this. You got to be careful not to sew it on down here. You got to sew it on the front. It says sew a small D triangle to the top of the C square, press, then add a small F triangle to the left, which is what I call the front. And if you lay it out so that you know how it's going to look, so that you can tell that you're going the right direction. So this is what they should look like. So they're like this. Okay. And then with that, we iron towards the F. Pull this other one off. It's not straight. Yeah, I had to take this off my machine the other day because I broke a needle. And I did not get it on there straight. There we go. And here is our second one. You don't want to run your iron back and forth too much because, as I said, these are on the bias and you want to be gentle with them. So now we're going to join our large A triangle to step 1. I'm going to cross that off. I'm going to take a large A triangle, these big ones right here. And we need 2 of those. And we are going to join those to step 1. I have a little crease here. Okay. So when we're done, it will go together like this when we're done, just like that. So we're going to lay this on here. And when we're done, this should measure 6.5 by 6.5. I have not been worrying too much about measurements as I've been doing this quilt because everything is pre-cut and I've not had any trouble so far. Everything is really accurate. Do the second one. Now, as I noted in a previous video, when you're working with these large triangles, if you're worried that they're going to move, you can pin them like over here off to the side to kind of help hold them so that they don't skate around too much. And then you can just go right on through because your pins are not in the way. I found that to be really helpful as well. And you always want to make sure that your right sides are together before you start. Okay, let's see what we need here. One more of these on here. Trying to get my 9 patch straight. Pull our pins out. And we have to iron towards the A square. And this is what they look like. And we have 2 of those. Points are pretty good. Iron towards the A. Or the A triangle, not the A square. And now we're done with step 2. Our next step here is to sew a small D triangle to a small C triangle and make 2 half square triangles. C to a D, C triangle to a D, and we want 2 of those. And it's nice if you have multiples to lay them out. Like I said, make sure they're straight so that you don't have any mistakes. We have a C to a D. Okay, we want to make 2 of those. And we are going to iron, let's see, towards the D, which is the one that looks like clouds. And you just press it over gently with your fingertips. And you can just kind of set your iron on there for a second. If you have a clapper, you can use a clapper for that. I'll pull our other one off. Oops. Okay, that step is finished. Now we're on to step 4. Join a D square to the right of step 3. Now this is the C. They have this at the top, like that, like this. Okay, C and D. And then we're going to take a D square, which are these, the clouds, and we're going to sew that to the right. Okay, like that. So they will be sewed like that, C, D, and D. Okay. And these have to be ironed towards the D square. And we're going to finish up this 9 patch and pull off our next piece. And this is what they look like when they're finished, the next piece. Okay, we've got that step finished. Now we are going to sew the D rectangle to the top of step 4. So we're going to take our step 4s, put my clapper on there for a second, and we're going to sew the D rectangle to the top. We have 2 of those. Grab our other one. Just want to make sure I had that right. Make sure I didn't have it upside down. Because the C that looks like the little urchins, underwater sea urchins, that has to be at the top. Line up with the D rectangle. Okay. We have our first 9-patch completed. I'm going to just put that under the iron here really quick. Give that a minute. And this is what our next section looks like this. And we are ironing towards the D rectangle. Okay, as it is, all ironed. We have 2 of those. Now we're going to cross that off. We're going to join step 5 to the right of step 2. Okay, so we have step 5 here, C, D, D, and D. We're going to take our big piece here that we made with the big A triangle, and that is going to, 5 is going to go to the right. So they will go together like this. Okay. Okay, there's D, A. I'll fold that over. Now, if you're ever unsure, you can just put a pin in. Like while it's still laying here, you could put a pin right here. Then you would not forget where to sew in case you think you might get it turned around between picking it up and getting it to the machine, which could totally happen very easily. Okay, now we'll do our other one. Big A triangle in the upper corner, D clouds down in the bottom, D rectangle. Everything is lined up. Now we do have a seam here, and we need to make sure that our seam is nested and lined up. I did not verify that with that other one. I wasn't even thinking about that, but I'm going to verify it with this one. I'm going to put a pin through, poke it out the other side. It's lined right up, right there, and on that side. So I'm going to put my pin in, keep my seam. I would venture to think that maybe my seam on this other one is not lined up properly, but I could be wrong, because I got in a little bit of a hurry. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. Put this under the iron for a second. We'll have a look here, see if I was right or wrong. Oh, that's pretty good. It's a little off. See, it is a little off. It's a little off there in the center. And if you look, see the top and the bottom. Let's see. Right here. It's a little off there. And it's a little off the top because I did not line that up. So that's my fault. So now we're going to iron towards the D rectangle. Okay. Okay, we got one done. We're going to iron the other one. Okay, now we have step 6 finished, this one right here. And now we're going to move on to step 7. These are finished. And we have 2 of these. Now we're going to sew a small F triangle to a small C triangle. We're going to make 4 of those. So we have the C triangles here. I'm going to lay these out so they're all right side up. 2, 3, 4. Well, we're having a potluck at work on Monday, so I'm making a salad. So tomorrow, on my way home, I have church tomorrow, and on my way home, I'm going to have to go to Walmart and pick up the stuff to make my salad tomorrow night. We have potlucks every once in a while at work, and just to have a little team building exercise, so to speak. Okay, we're doing 4 of these, C to F, right sides together. That's our mantra. Right sides together, right sides together. We make a list and put it up on the board, and people write down what they're going to bring so we don't have 15 bowls of pasta salad and 6 bowls of baked beans. And helps people to make a decision as to what they want to bring. They're fun. We have a good time. Do you do potlucks at work? Those of you that are still working and are not fortunate enough to be retired. Okay. We have to iron towards the F. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's pull that other one off. Get some more whites here. And we're ironing towards the F, which is the darker aquamarine. Okay. Step 7 is done. Step 8, join an F square to the bottom of step 7. Okay. F square to the bottom of step 7. Let's see, this is F, C. So it goes this way with the C on top and the F down. F to the right, C to the upper left. We're joining an F square to the bottom of step 7. Okay, so it's joining. The two colors that match are joining. Okay, that makes it easy. This is the fourth one. My scissors going back and forth and back and forth. I never know which side of the machine they're on. Okay. I'm ironing towards that. Like this is my main print. So that's one thing I'm mindful of when I'm putting these together. This is leftover fabric from my Tula Pink Queen of Diamonds quilt. I started quilting it, but it's on hold for right now because of work I'm having done in my dining room, which is where I was quilting. But it will get done eventually. I do not quilt on this machine. I used to, but it doesn't work very well. Okay, we want to iron towards the F, which is the aquamarine fabric. 4. And this is what they look like, just like that. We have 4 of those. 3, 4. Step 9, we're going to join an F square to the top of step 7. Oh, I did them. I see what I did. I made a mistake. This one, I was only supposed to do 2, and I did all 4 of them. I'm supposed to flip it around and put 2 on the other side. Darn it. So 2 of these I have to rip out, and 2 are correct. So 2 go this way. And then these 2 I have to tear out and turn it around. So be right back. Okay, so I fixed it. So here is the second set, all done. And here's the first set. You can see that they're opposites. That's what they wanted. Gotta pay attention. So step 10, we're going to join step 8 to the right of step 9. Okay, so let's see. This is step 9, CFF. This is step 9. We're going to join 8 to the right of step 9. Okay, so that will mean that these colors will all line up. And the C, so you just look at your picture, C, F, F. C is up here in the corner. You can't really see it. There's C. C is down here, and that's the way it is in the picture. C, C, and then the F kind of wraps around. So that's what we want, like that. Now we have a seam to match up. So we're going to do that. And because we followed the directions for ironing, they're ironing so that they will nest more easily. They're ironed so they will nest more easily, I meant to say. And we have to move that. Let's see. Just a little. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. That looks good. And then you make sure your pin is straight, up and down, like that. And when your pin is straight, then you can go ahead and put it in, and that will hold your seam in place so that it nests properly. Okay, let's put these together. Take this piece off. Okay, there they are. That's what they're supposed to look like. Okay, now we're ironing towards this side with the C on top. And my seams are lined up beautifully. Beautifully. Let's see, which way? Which way? This way. These really stretch. No matter how hard you try to be careful with them, they really do stretch. There, my seams are lined up beautifully. My points look good. I'm really happy with that. That's good. Okay, so we have that step completed. That's step 10. Step 11 is sew a large C triangle to the large A triangle and make 2 of those. When those are the last 2 pieces left on our tray. This is the C's. These are the A's. And we're going to sew those together. These colors are so pretty. I just love them. And as I said in my previous video, I did order the finishing kit. I ordered the backing fabric and the border fabric and the binding, all from Cotton Cuts when I started this. So, and I'm assuming it will be in April. The rest of my fabrics will come. It's kind of a no-brainer, you know, you don't have to pick anything out. Just, they give you like 2 or 3 choices, like 2 choices, I think, a background or backing. And I think they give you 2 choices for your edging, your sashing, because you do a large edging all the way around, I think is what it is, to make it a little larger, because the small is pretty small. This is our large square, and we're ironing towards the C fabric, which is the urchin fabric. We're ironing towards the C. And it's nice because every time I sit down to sew a square, I get between 2 and 3 9 patches done towards my project. which is really nice. I've got a lot of them done. I got a baggie down here in my drawer with like over 100 of them all squared up and ready to go. Okay. Now we have these done. Now we're going to assemble everything. We're going to join step 11, which is what we just did, to the right of step 10. Okay. These were our step 10. So we've got 2 of these. Let's see, C and C, C and C. And we're going to take, let's see, see, that's where you need this sheet right here, because none of my fabric has stickers on it anymore. So if it says A, I can look at this and I know that this is fabric A, this is fabric C, this is fabric E. It helps a lot. Okay, so A, C, this way. Okay, A, C, C, F. Yep. To the right, step 11, to the right of step 10. Okay. So we're going to put this right here. Okay, and this is A, C. Okay. The only thing that I wish they could do, which could prove to be really difficult, is when there's a directional fabric, that it all goes up and down. Now, I'm not sure if it will when this is all put together. All I know is in my mind as a traditional quilter, when I'm putting these together, sometimes the directional fabric is not going up and down. And I'm like, is it going to be like that when it's put together? Or will it be going up and down? And that I don't know. We'll find out when we get the final directions. Scissors. Okay. I'm going to lay that little 9 patch aside for right now. So this is our next piece, like that. Okay. And we are ironing towards the square. Okay. We have those finished. And our final step is to join the tops and the bottoms. we're going to join the tops and the bottoms of our 2 sections together. That's our last step. So let's see where we're at here. Here we go. This one. This is A fabric. And it's going to be in the upper corner with our D rectangle at the top. And then this piece is flipped around like this so that these fabrics align on the right-hand corner. And we have one seam to match up. Oh, we actually have a couple. We have our center seam to line up here. Okay. And then we have one over here on this side. We have our center one here, and then we have one here. And then we have one over here on this side. I'm going to get these all lined up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have these all pinned. Now, there's not a seam behind this one. I was mistaken. I was thinking there was, but there was not. This one went together really quickly. I added a couple extra pins just to make sure everything would stay lined up. Just to make sure, because we got a ways to go across this and I don't want it to get messed up. My seam there wants to lay the wrong way. I hope that stays lined up. I had to take the pin out to make it lay down. Somehow it got flipped and twisted. Now this one is behaving itself. I don't know what that other one's problem was. Sometimes you gotta just do the best you can and hope for the best. Sometimes fabric just refuses to lay where you want it to and behave. I don't know why that is. Unless it happens during the weaving process. The threads get off, which could totally happen. Okay. We have our squares completed. I'm going to iron these really quick and then we will have a final look. Okay, so we have our squares finished and here they are. They look like one long square, but there's the second one. They're so beautiful. The colors are so lovely. I just love them. This is Small Clue or Small Quilt Clue 5 for the Cotton Cuts Wild West series. I'm so excited. I just love these. And again, my color of choice was Mystic Cactus. And we are done with clue 5. So I'm glad you stayed till the end today, and I hope you enjoyed watching me put together this clue. And we will be back very soon for clue number 6, and maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll get all caught up. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So this is Annette, also known as Grandma D, saying you have a wonderful day today and a better day tomorrow. And know that I love you, I think about you, I care about you, and most of all, I hope you're well. You have a great day. We'll talk soon. Thanks for sticking around, and be sure to like and subscribe so that you won't miss our next clue of the series, and we'll do it together. So we'll talk soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.